everyone, welcome to Becky Betsy Sew. I'm Becky, and in my last video I told you a bit about what I want to set up this YouTube channel for, that I'm going to start sewing again, and that my next video, so this video, would be about my first project, and that was making a bag for my sister's birthday. And I've done it, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. Deep down inside I thought this is going to be quite an easy thing to do. It was a bit harder than I thought. So I had to make my pattern from scratch, which I thought, to just make it easier, I thought I'm literally going to take a piece of paper, an ordinary A4 piece of paper, and use that as a template for the main size of my bag. So I cut out 2 pieces of fabric with an A4 piece of paper, and this is what I ended up with. So the main part of the bag, so this was done with the paper, and then for the, because I didn't want to just sew that like that, so I made like an edging to make it a bit thicker. Measured it against the edge of the paper and along the side. Instead of doing one long strap though to sew it in, I did 3, because I could have done one, I don't really know, but so I did one there, one there, sewed together. And with the flap, I again did an A4 piece of paper, but I literally just trimmed it down a little bit and curved the edges, and then folded it to make sure that it was symmetrical. That was all I did for that. I did lining, I put interface in it to give it a bit of structure, which has helped. I mean, I'm not overly pleased with the end result. There's parts of me that thinks, well, considering I've not done it for so long, it's alright, it looks like a bag, but I don't think it's as neat as I should have done. I think for my first project I should have gone for something either more simple or something that I actually have a pattern for. But like I say, I think for my first go it's not too horrendous. I cut out one side for the back, one side for the front, my edges, and also the lining on the inside. Also, like I said, the interfacing, and then 2 for the flap, interfacing for the flap, and then the strip, I literally just made sure it was the same thickness all the way through and just did it as long as the material was, because my sister wanted a bag that went over her head, and like that was her one thing, I just wanted to go over my head, so I wanted to make sure it was long enough. Now I'd have liked to have made it adjustable, but I'm not really sure how to go about that yet, so maybe that's something for the future that I can learn. And because the strap that I'd made was so long, I thought, think outside the box, and I made this little like tabby bit that, I don't know, you can either use it as a handle or key rings on it or something. Yeah, so I also did this binding around the top to give it a bit of different colour, and you can see my stitch in there, it was not good, it went a bit wobbly. But like I say, it was my first go in such a long time that the fact that it even remotely looks like a bag and could probably actually hold something in without it falling apart, I'm going to take as a win. Now, because I started getting all you know, thinking, oh, I could do this, isn't too bad, I had spare fabric, so I decided I was going to make a purse to match. Now I'm quite pleased with this purse. Again, I had to make a pattern. This is my purse, I'll show you my purse first. This is the purse. I bought one of these clasps, and to make the pattern I literally got the clasp, put it on the paper and just drew around it, and then just added the shape of the bag, the purse that I wanted it to be, and folded it in half to make sure it was even, cut it out, and so that was my pattern. So I popped that on my material, cut it out, and I did the same with the lining inside so it matches with this, and then just sewed the 2 together. I didn't put any interfacing in this one because I wanted it to be a bit softer, I think. I think you could do it, would have been fine, and I think it would have still looked nice, but I kind of like the idea of it being scrunched up. I just see these sorts of purses as a bit softer. And then put the clasp around the edge, and I basically just sewed it in, and I'm really pleased. There was a time when I thought, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna fit, which is, thank goodness I did a pattern. You couldn't have just cut that out, because this is such a specific size. There's no like stretching it into shape or anything and trying to wiggle it around. It's metal, so it's not going to go anywhere, so you need to make sure you cut the material the correct size. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. So I sort of left my challenge on a high, because I made something extra and I was quite pleased with it. I've not given it to my sister yet, but hopefully she'll like it, but I'll let you know in my next video if she did or not. Fingers crossed she does. I have recorded my steps on the video, which I'm going to play for you in a second. There was bits where I went wrong, and it wasn't the right shape or size, but these things, it's all a learning curve, and even though at the time I was getting frustrated, I'm glad I've done it. And for my, like I say, for my next project that I'm going to do, I'm going to do something with a pattern. I think considering it's been so long since I've sewn, I have to be pretty happy with the result of it. And I just guess the more that I do it, the more it's going to, I'm going to improve, fingers crossed. But yeah, so in my next challenge, I'm going to do a pattern. Now, I think I'm going to do this one. So, it's just like a simple skirt. That's it. And I think I'm going to go for that one. Just a simple skirt. It's already got a pattern. How hard can it be? I say this, I didn't think the bag was going to be that hard, but you know. I managed to make it harder than it probably is. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go for B, which is just plain and simple. I think it's got pockets. Yeah, it has got pockets, which is good, because who doesn't want a skirt that hasn't got pockets? Everyone needs pockets nowadays. Put your phone in your purse and everything. So I will record everything along with that, and hopefully it will be a bit smoother than the bag was, because I've actually got instructions to follow rather than going off the top of my head. So anyway, I will now play the video, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. If you've got any advice for me, you know, please comment. I'm up for all the help I can get. And if anybody else is on a similar journey, please comment as well. I'm really interested to hear everybody's stories, and we're all there to help each other along our sewing journey. But until then, thank you for watching.